most people wonder what happens when you pass away. What's the process when we die? Concetta Bertoli, New York Times bestselling author and world-renowned medium, is here to give us some insight on the process of crossing over. And we know, Concetta, you've written a lot of books about this with tidbits here and there, and obviously you work with people all the time on this, so give us the scoop.
What did they tell you? What is it like?
From my understanding, what I've been told by the many folks I've communicated with, we leave this body, and this body becomes the remains, because it remains here. Of course, we all know that the soul leaves this body and enters the tunnel, the light, whatever way you want to really think in your mind, entering heaven and entering where the light of God exists. And it's almost immediately from, again, what I've been told, we're given the option. You either choose God or you turn your back on God. And the choice is yours.
Is that while you're in the tunnel, or is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Because I'm assuming, because of what I heard from them, that if you turn your back on God, there's a different existence of where your soul might go.
Yes.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah. I know, neither do I. And
Neither
quite
does
frankly, that's why in my work, and always when I work, when I start my day every day, I stay plugged into God. But my day starts out with, if I'm working with clients or I have to hear anybody who's passed away, my demand is that they are in the light of God. I'm not interested in communicating for anything that is not in the light of God or has not chosen God. So that said, we are given this choice almost immediately to choose God or turn your back.
So this is not even about religion. When you say God, it's not religious. It is more of a spiritual.
Absolutely.
Every religion has a God, so it's
whatever you may call.
Whatever you may call, right?
Well,
but it's not religious.
Because you have to look at it this way. I mean, if we were to get into a discussion of God, my God's better than your God, we could be here all day long.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. Most folks would argue that their religion is better. And listen, I have no problem with anything. And any religion either. So long as they do unto others as the way they want to be treated themselves.
Right.
You know, and I just think that God created all these different religions because we are here to love each other despite our differences.
Right. That's our big lesson.
That's our big lesson, one of them anyway. And when I say that you should choose God, whatever way you think of God as a loving God, that's the way I say choose God.
Right. So after the tunnel.
Oh, yes. Well, after the tunnel, from what I again have been told, there is a life review. There is no question there's a life review. And we do feel everything we've made anyone else feel throughout our lives. I don't know how it can be done, but again, we're limited in the flesh. We're limited on what we are capable of doing or going or whatever. So we can't even understand what it might be like to be in pure energy form.
Right.
And in the light of God, because we're
on
Earth.
Right, and there's no time there.
Exactly.
It's not time
So it's probably not like the movie Defending Your Life, if you've ever seen that
I
movie.
have seen the movie. It's a great movie, actually. Yes, it is. But I think it's more on the order of we have before us a movie that we, so to speak, see of ourselves in it and the parts we played in everything that happened to us in life and the domino effect of our actions, our words. I think all of this is made known to us. And then the amazing part about it is because you have chosen God, there's forgiveness from God. So you might say, well, listen, if I have to look over again something I know I've done that I'm ashamed of and that I wish I never did, now what am I going to, I'm up for punishment? No. If you choose God, God is very loving. And there's all spirit guides that come and help you to understand how to forgive yourself, how to move forward, how your spirit now is going to grow. I mean, there's so much happening, I understand, once we get there. It's really a miracle. I mean, we use the word miracle, but as if it were, a man-made word. But the true fact is, it's beyond our comprehension when we think of miracle when it pertains to the other side.
We can't understand it.
I don't think we ever will, not completely.
Not till we're there.
No.
We're not supposed to, I don't think. Barb?
Right.
I think it's more on the order of our faith, again, has to come into play here. What is awaiting us. Everyone we've ever loved and lost is there to greet us. But also people we never knew were loving us all the while. guardians, protectors. So much, they tell me. It's
Wow.
huge. There's an amazing homecoming, a celebration, if
Your
you
pets.
will. Your pets, of course, yes, my love,
That's
yes.
great.
Animals are their
Yeah.
life created by God. 2022. To me, the biggest discovery of the 21st century, in my opinion, is spirituality.
Yes.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
It really is. It's spirituality, and people are opening up their minds to the possibilities
Yes.
and what else is available
Well,
for
and
us.
I think people have questions. That's why,
Yeah.
That's
why I love to talk about these
Yeah,
things.
I mean, I find it fascinating when I read these books.
Yes.
Like, okay, then you can choose to go back, is what I've
Absolutely.
read, or you can do other jobs or things.
Absolutely.
And
That-
we're the last
yeah.
country to get on board with this.
Yeah.
This has been around for thousands of years. People have been discussing this. They know about this, and we're finally, thank God, getting on board.
Right.
Well, I think that it has a lot to do with the fact that we're trusting ourselves more. Because in the, even as little back as the 1950s and the 60s, imagine the judgment that was put on people. It's very similar to if we go back to the clan of the cave bear. I mean, there were holistic people way back when, and it usually was a member of the tribe who was taught by the person who was before that person what herbs to collect, what treated what. I
Right.
mean, those are all the holistic things from the beginning of time.
I know, it's true.
And if you watch all these stories, even from England, I mean, I love those stories when they go back in history to like the 1200s, what it was like to live and what they treated what for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really amazing.
Yes,
And it's all coming to life now. Everybody's talking about those
Right.
natural healing methods.
Right.
Absolutely. So tell us about what happens after the homecoming.
Yes,
when you
okay.
cross over.
Wonderful. Well, what happens after the homecoming, which is everyone that we've ever loved comes out to greet us. Then after that, I have been made to understand, we go through a healing process. Because first we understand that we are now in a situation of unconditional love, unconditional joy, unconditional forgiveness, and that's amazing, isn't it? I mean, when you really
can't
Wish I could have
fathom
that
it.
here. Yeah.
hello, I mean, really,
Yeah.
look at our Earth today, right? What a difference that is in contrast.
Yeah,
But they
right.
say that's exactly what it is, and then we are helped by very many spirit guides who help us to understand what our life consisted of. What was the purpose of this life? What did we learn from this life? And then we grow. But we have a lot of help. We're never, ever alone. We always have help from so many different places and souls on the other side. Some we've known and some we didn't know while we were on Earth. But that's what I write about in my book. It's called The Knowing. I say when we enter the light, it's made all known to us, and I call it The Knowing. It is all
makes
made
sense.
known to us.
Thanks for joining us this week, and we will see you next week when we chat with Concetta.